What's up, guys? This is Crazy Kevin here, and I'm here with CFFC fighter Kevin Pease. Kevin, how we doing?
Good, brother. Good.
So, Kevin, you are based out of Memphis, Tennessee. How does it feel to be fighting out of Memphis, and how does it feel to be representing them as well, too?
It's always an honor to represent where I'm from and represent the city that's all the people I love are from and that has brought so much into my life. So I'm always going to carry that flag proudly and do my best to represent.
Coming off a win 5 days ago, talk to us a little bit about your performance and how you're feeling after that big win.
I was very happy with my performance. I love bringing the new tools I've been working on, the clinch work, the body kicks, the leg kicks. And I was also impressed with my opponent. He brought a little more things to the table than I expected. He was doing better with the punches than I thought. He was hanging in there a little better than I thought he would. And I was just happy everything he threw at me, I had an answer for and was able to come out healthy and with flying colors, in my opinion.
Do you think CJ was maybe the hardest person to prepare for in all of your fights so far?
I don't know about hardest. It was just a different test. I've never fought someone who wanted to. Usually, I'm the one looking to wrestle the whole fight, and I never fought someone who was looking to wrestle me and try to control me. So it was fun to face that test in the cage and show everyone like, you know, you try to wrestle me, I can reverse you and make your life hell. And if I'm trying to take you down and control you, your life's hell. So no matter where the fight takes place, I have answers and I'm dangerous and I'm threatening you.
So you definitely have a lot of problems on the feet as well as on the ground. So on top of that, now a lot of people have been asking you about the title. Is that what's next for you? Are you trying to just wait in line for that title, or maybe even something bigger in the future?
I After my fight, I was told by Rob Haydack and I was told by Arias, that the matchmaker, that I have the title shot next. I don't know where or what opponent or who, and I don't really care, to be honest, but I'm very grateful for those guys for the opportunity to let me fight for the championship. And I believe I'm going to come out with a new gold belt, my hand raised.
Congratulations on the title shot, and we're definitely looking forward to it. But one name you did say was Eric Nolan. You said you were praying for him to win. Your prayers were answered. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, he won, but and I would love to compete against Eric. I don't know if they'll give him the title shot after that performance, but if they do, great. We'll have a great fight. And if they don't, no matter who they try to slot in there, I'm going to dominate them and Lord will it come out with the finish.
This CJ fight. This is the first time you went the distance in your career. Were you planning to go all three with this fight?
You never plan in the cage because anything can happen. In my no contest, I went the distance. As an amateur, I had many, grueling fights that went the distance. So going the full 15 is nothing new for me. Of course, I would like to come out with the finish, but I had a couple things in there I felt where I just wanted to make the right decisions. And in the moment, I think they were correct because I got my hand raised. But of course, I want to put more pressure, dominate more, and get the finish next time. So I'm going to make some adjustments, tweak some things, and get a better result.
Train with a lot of great guys at your gym. What is something unique you do when you're in fight camps?
I like to try to add something new that's going to improve me every camp. This camp, I did a lot of writing, I did a lot of journaling, and I did a lot of reading. And I would implement that twice a day. And it just really helped ground myself throughout the camp and really get connected with who I am and have a better idea of not just what I'm going to do in the cage, but outside of it. Next camp, I'll probably look to add something else new. I'll talk it over with my team and we'll find something. But I'm just looking to improve every fight, keep adding tools, keep getting better, stronger, faster, smarter.
That no, that's definitely interesting. I haven't heard that one before about writing and stuff, but I definitely think that's definitely a good way to keep your mind in shape when it comes to your fights. Now, you've had a couple fights in CFFC. Which crowd do you think was the best one so far in your career?
Ooh, North Dakota.
That's a good one.
I
That's
was,
definitely a good one.
Jersey was booing me a little bit when I came out, but by the end of the night they got quiet. But North Dakota, they got rowdier as the fights went on, and they really appreciated the show all the guys put on. And I think North Dakota or South Dakota, Sioux Falls, was it Sioux Falls? Okay, I can't remember off the top of my head, but North Dakota was they were rowdy out there.
Awesome. That's awesome. Now, what do you typically do after a win or after your fights?
I'm just back home with my son, with my wife, with my mom, and we're just spending time together. We're gonna go camping here soon and get out in nature and just decompress and just be grateful for the result and be grateful for the process and that we have each other and just refresh and recoup before we get ready for another war.
That's awesome. That definitely sounds nice. Now, we talked a little bit at the CFFC press conference on Zoom, and you mentioned that your mom taught you business at a young age. What do you plan to teach your son at a young age?
Just that, along the lines of the same things, like you pursue what you love and you don't just do it with a lackadaisical attitude. You do it with passion and focus and intelligence and work ethic and grit, and you'll have success. And it's not necessarily the result that you're looking for, like, oh, I hope I get this result or this result. It's more of when you attack your goals with that mentality, the process of it makes you into the person you're supposed to be. And I just
Yes.
want my son to be a better man than I am, and his son after him be better than him.
Now, with you being a martial artist yourself, is that something you'd like your son to do as well? Maybe train some martial arts, maybe even some wrestling?
For sure. I think all men need to train. All men need to combine their mental, physical, and spiritual energy and, be warriors in their own right and know how to defend themselves and defend what they believe in. And whether you're competing in a cage or just doing it at your local gym, I think every man should embrace that aspect of themselves and explore that because it's a beautiful thing to explore.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely agree with you. Now, when it comes to watching film on fighters, I heard another interview that you like to watch, like Conor McGregor, Daniel Cormier, and even like the likes of Gregor Gillespie and Tyron Woodley. Out of all those kinds of names, who would be a guy that you'd like to train with in the future if you could?
Man, I would have to say Khabib. I would love to train with Khabib. I think, in my opinion, he's the greatest. He's won the most dominant rounds. He's never even bled in the cage before. And to me, that's like one of the most incredible stats. Like you get in cage fights, you have, I don't know, was it 29 oh no? And you've never even been cut or had a bloody nose. So picking that guy's brain and learning from that camp, I think, I'd be very grateful for that.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that would be a good answer, and that would definitely be a lot of fun for sure. Now, another thing I have for you as well too. You mentioned you were a Floyd Mayweather fan. Are you still a Floyd Mayweather fan? And what exactly stood out for you when you would watch his tapes?
I started my wrestling coach in high school. He was a wrestler for Belmont Abbey and he wrestled in Grundy, Virginia. And when I started really trying to take my wrestling career seriously, he had me study and watch a lot of Floyd Mayweather. Just the amount of effort and passion he attacked his craft with and discipline, and his mentality towards his competitors, his mentality towards the sport. Some people might not consider him the greatest of all time, but in my opinion, I call it the best of all time. And just the approach I've always taken it with me my whole career when it comes to selling the fights, when it comes to, you know, defense first and just being a smart fighter. I just think he's the best at it. And anybody trying to compete at a high level in anything can learn from Floyd.
Absolutely. No, you definitely can. Now, with you training with a bunch of great guys at your gym, who are some of the fighters you think that push you the hardest to make you the best version of yourself?
Man, last camp, I got a lot of work in with Vincente Luque, Logan Storley, who's fighting this week, Richie Lewis, Yusuka Nikita, who's fighting April 26th in LFA. He's got like the second fastest knockout in LFA, stud. Um, Michael Chandler, Gilbert, and Sydney Outlaw. I didn't give him credit, but he really got me ready for someone trying to take my back and control me from there. So all those guys just push me in different ways, just like I hope I push them in different ways. And it's like I always say, it's impossible not getting better when you have such high level training partners around you and high level coaches supporting you. Like with Henry Hooft and Greg Jones, always structuring the practices so we're never taking our foot off the gas.
Yeah, no, 100%. You are definitely always foot on the gas. Now, on top of that, you also mentioned that you like to fight in potentially multiple weight classes because you're trying to take all the gold. Is that something you're only looking to do in CFFC, or is that something you're maybe looking to do just full time?
No, all levels. I think people stress too much about weight classes. I love the Max Holloway quote. If we were gladiators in the Coliseum, they're not going to weigh you in on the scale. You're just going to go out there and fight. So I would love to go up and challenge for the middleweight title after I win the welterweight title. I'd love to try to go down. That doesn't sound as fun, but um, I'm open to all that. I want to fight at multiple weight classes and just create parity in my career and create parity in any division I fight in.
Now, where do you get your confidence from to try and fight in multiple weight classes?
From wrestling, in wrestling, I competed all the way up from 152 to 182. I'm getting bigger, I'm getting stronger. And, TV makes a lot of these guys seem fiercer and bigger than they really are when you roll with them. And, I think always trying to be the biggest guy in the weight class, I think it takes away from your technique and your focus because you're always focusing on making the weight constantly. And I've always just focused on being the best fighter and being the most technical and smartest fighter I can be, more so than cutting to this certain weight so I can have a size or strength advantage.
Would you say that wrestling is the best martial art to train if you're trying to get in MMA?
I would, just because of the culture of the sport. It's a hardworking sport, it's a discipline focused sport, it's a highly competitive sport. They don't have the striking aspects that is really important for MMA, but just the mentality, the constant flow of competition, the constant weight cuts, being a good teammate and partner, and it's just a great environment to produce a warrior.
Yes, yes, very true. Now, with you fighting in CFFC, how do you think it prepares you for the bright lights of maybe like the UFC or maybe even other organizations?
I think it's prepared me great. There's nothing like the bright lights of CFFC. I feel like I've uh, grown exponentially under their lights. I feel like they've gotten me the right matchups at every stage of my career, and they've looked to push me in certain areas and see what I can do in others. And I'm always grateful for those guys. And if I got the call up right now, I think I'd be ready to go and dominate at the next level as well.
Absolutely. No, I definitely think you are talented, well, and very well rounded. So we're definitely looking forward to your next fight with the title. Now, Kevin, one thing I'd like to ask you is I mentioned I'm a Taekwondo instructor. I've been teaching for about 6 years, and I've been training for about 20 years. So martial arts is my life, and I love it. With that being said, with all the guys that I have in my gym, what advice would you give to those guys to keep coming every single day to keep on getting better and better?
Um, don't worry about how you feel necessarily if you have a good training session or if you have a bad training session. Just that the most important thing is consistency and always having an open mind to learn new things and learn from other people and just always be open to growth. And that on the other side of our fears, on the other side of things that are holding us back, is the better version of ourselves. So embrace adversity, embrace hard work, and just always have that childlike wonder and love for the sport. And no matter what it is or whatever you're doing. And with those things, you'll always be getting better.
Absolutely. No, it's definitely a great message, Kevin. I really appreciate that. And speaking of messages, Kevin, final message to the fans out there that are going to be watching this video.
Just thank you for the support. Thank you for following me. Follow me at Sweet Pea MMA on Instagram. Follow me at Kevin Pease on Facebook. And I hope you just keep enjoying the ride, and I'll keep on trying to put on the best performances as I can.
Kevin, we're looking forward to your future fights. I mean, I would like to say after I did my CFFC press conference with you, just hearing you talk and just listening to your confidence, it just like really pumped me up, man. I was just loving it. In the beginning, I just started my channel about like 2 months ago, and I was strictly just doing UFC and PFL just to kind of bring more attention. But man, just after talking to you, I was just so pumped, and I was like, I watch these other organizations anyway, so I'm just like, I got to do these other guys too and really dive into it. So you kind of inspired me to kind of reach more out to these other guys as well too. So I wanted to just say thank you, and I'm really really looking forward to your future career, and hopefully for the next one, since I'm from Philly, maybe I can maybe even be there too.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, there's every fighter I think's got a great story where you break it down with them, and there's so many personalities in this sport that need to be explored, and we're just grateful for guys like yourself that ask us these questions and give us these platforms. So thank you.
100%. Yeah, man, absolutely. And like I said, I was definitely pumped up, and I really enjoyed talking to you. So looking forward to your title fight, and I hope big things are coming your way.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. Take care. Have a good day.